מזמור לדוד, אדוני ראי לא אחסד, בינות דשא ירביצני, על מי מנוחות ינהלני. נפשי ישבה וינחני, במעגלי צדק למען שמו. גם כי אלך בגיא מוות, לא ירא, רק אתה עמדי. שבטך ומשענתך המה ינחמוני, תערוך לפני שולחן נגד צוררי, דשנת בשמן ראשי. כוס רוויה, אך טוב וחסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. Psalm 23, a song of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He causes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even as I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You set a table before me in the presence of my adversaries. You anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. Welcome to all of you who have gathered today to honor the memory of Doreen Brownstone, known in Hebrew as Devorah bat Mordechai, who passed away on December 16th, the 22nd of the Hebrew month of Kislev, beloved mother, grandmother, friend, and colleague. May the memory of Devorah bat Mordechai be a blessing. As I mentioned, I'm Rena Sector Elbaz for Congregation Shara Zedek, and I thank you all for coming today. I will not keep you here long because I know how cold it is and she would not have wanted you to suffer. When I met Friday with Patricia and Susanna and Stephanie, I already had a bit of an idea about the kind of person that Doreen was. You see, she had an incredible reputation that preceded her. Anyone I spoke with about her that day, to tell them I was going to be officiating, got very emotional about Doreen. My own brother became teary-eyed when talking about the wonderful and caring swimming teacher that he had. And as the day went on, more and more people reminisced about the deep connections that they had with her. What I didn't know about Doreen was that she was an actor, known as the Grande Dame of Winnipeg theatre, and even of Canadian theatre, for that matter. Her very first play with the Manitoba Theatre Centre in their brand new building in 1958 was A Hatful of Rain with actor Gordon Pinsett. She went on for the next 50-plus years to be a highly respected professional with a long career in the theatre community, all the way up until the age of 92, with her last play at the Prairie Theatre Exchange called Vigil. Apparently, she was showing off on stage, touching her toes with all sorts of antics, which I'm sure you remember her for. She had a huge following in the theatre community, who referred to her as, she referred to as her theatre family and her theatre kids. Among her lead roles was the role of Fiddler on the Roof's Yentl, the matchmaker, which she must have played somewhere between 7 and 9 times. Patricia, Susanna, and Stephanie said that she wore 2 hats, and she sort of had 2 different personalities. And you could tell which one it was, either the swimming teacher or the theater person, depending on how she talked to people. So as a swimming teacher, she was known as Mrs. Brownstone, exact and precise. As an actor, she was the Baba of Winnipeg Theatre, simply going by Doreen. Doreen was a trailblazer. She was recognized for this by receiving the Order of Manitoba. She also had the privilege of being, as we say in French, une centenaire. Her grandson Cole came to her 100th birthday last September, and her his presence there was a gift of comfort to her, because she knew her strength was dwindling, but she said she was not in a hurry to go. Doreen exemplifies the Jewish teaching that we should use every day wisely and appreciate life. I feel honored to be here today to honor her and celebrate her life. Devorah bat Mordechai, may her memory be a blessing and an example of courage, leadership, and kindness for years to come. Important announcements is that the meal of consolation will be held after the funeral at the Shaftesbury 905 Shaftesbury, and that Shiva will be Monday from 2 to 4 and 7 to 9, and Tuesday from 2 to 4. Please come to the Shiva if you are able. Share your memories. Take the time to reminisce in a warmer place. Donations can be made to Jewish Child and Family Service and the Actors Fund. I am now going to recite the El Maleh Rachamim in Hebrew, followed with the translation in English. You notice that I have made a scroll. It's an ancient, very practical way that we don't have to turn pages. El Maleh Rachamim, Shochen B'Maramim, Hametzeh Menucha Nechona על כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמת דבורה בת מרדכי שהלכה לעולמה, בעבור שנדבו צדקה ביד הזכרת נשמתה, בגן עדן תהיה מנוחתה. לכן בעל הרחמים יסתיריה בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, וישרור בשרור החיים את נשמתה. אדוני הוא נחלתה, ותנוח על משכבה בשלום, ונאמר אמן. O God, full of compassion, who dwells on high, grant true rest upon the wings of the Shekhinah, the divine presence, in the exalted spheres of the holy and the pure, who shine the resplendence of the firmament, to the soul of Devorah bat Mordechai, who is gone to her supernal world, for charity has been donated in remembrance of her soul. May her place of rest be Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden. Therefore, may the All-Merciful One shelter her with the cover of his wings and bind her soul in the bond of everlasting life. The Lord is her heritage. May she rest in her resting place of peace. And let us say, Amen. Please join me now for the mourner's Kaddish. Itgadal ve'itkadash shemei Rabah. ויעלמה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ימרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפואר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן ויעלמה וימרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום. עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו אמן. המקום ינחם אתכם בתוך שער אבלי ציון וירושלים. May the omnipresent comfort you amongst the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Now is the moment of an extreme act of tzedakah, because it can never be paid back, but it is the act of burying the beloved Doreen. So what we do is we We take turns. There's several shovels, so you don't have to wait. We put 3 shovels full of earth onto the coffin. If it's too heavy for you, you can use the pail. There's some sand. You don't pass the shovel on to somebody else so as not to pass on the grief. You simply put it back into the earth. I know the earth is very frozen, so do your best. You're not supposed to suffer either. And I thank you all for coming. I know it's very cold, and we know that her soul lingers here amongst us. And so it's very, very meaningful that you're all here. Thank you so much. So we can begin.
Rally a little bit again.
Yes, it is. I know, hard to tell.
I got the glue. Well, the tail end of it. It's just sort of here, but it's